Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Quant, whose current price stands at the $126.7 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 0.16%. and in this video I want to give you the short-term and the long-term scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot structures, the Fibonacci's, and also the key areas of support and resistances. And allow me to kickstart the video by giving you a brief of what has been happening here on the Quant chart. Quant from the all-time high had been seeing no prices in this massive ABC corrective structure, which took us back to around the $40.1 mark, and after seeing that low we have been seeing a very nice bounce to the upper side in a movement that has been obeying the Elliot structures. And jumping to the 4-hour chart for further analysis, here on the 4-hour chart you can see I have this Elliot structure in blue, which is a fractal wave within that higher Elliot wave count 1 to the upper side, which has given us a high at around the $229 mark. And in that movement to the upper side, I believe Quant has finished that movement to the upper side in the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 1, and whatever we expect next after seeing the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 1 is a bit of a corrective structure over here in the formation of this higher Elliot wave count 2, and I believe we have seen the low for this higher Elliot wave count 2 at around the $94.4 mark, and after seeing that low we might have started that reversal to the upper side in the formation of this wave 3 to the upper side, that is that higher Elliot wave count 3 to the upper side, and giving you a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of this higher Elliot wave count 3 by connecting the Fibonacci's, that is the trend based Fibonacci from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the low of the second wave. That gives me a minimum target area to the upper side at the fib level 1.618, which perfectly lies at around the $399.7 mark, and that is the long-term scenario that I'm expecting to play out here on the Quant chart, that you're in the formation of this higher Elliot wave count 3 to the upper side. And getting to the short-term scenarios, I'll be jumping to the 1-hour chart, where you can see that after making our low in that higher Elliot wave count 2 over here at around the $94.4 mark, we have been seeing a very nice bounce to the upper side in a movement that has been obeying the Elliot wave structures. And over here you can see we have these we have fractal waves in formation within that higher Elliot wave count 3 to the upper side, where we have seen the formation of that wave 1, then a wave 2, then I'm expecting the formation of this wave 3, then expect a wave 4 before we continue pushing even higher in that wave 5 to complete a higher Elliot wave count 1 to the upper side. And getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this Elliot wave structure that we are seeing over here, now that we're in the formation of this wave 3 to the upper side, I can give you a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of this wave 3 using a trend based Fibonacci, connecting it from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the low of the second wave, and that gives me a minimum target area at the fib level 1.618, which perfectly lies at around the $152.1 mark, and that is the minimum that I would expect this wave 3 of this fractal wave to the upper side to do. And within the formation of that wave 3 to the upper side, which is an impulsive wave, we also expect to see fractal waves in formation, and I believe we have started seeing such a structure, having this as the first wave to the upper side, then we have seen a wave 2, then we might be in the formation of a wave 3 before we see a wave 4, and then continue pushing higher in a wave 5 to complete the formation of this wave 3 to the upper side. We also have another chart pattern that is in formation over here, which is also giving us a bit of a, that is a bullish movement to the upper side, that is on the short-term scenario. And drawing out my chart pattern, we have an inverse head and shoulders pattern, and if I draw it out, we can have this as the left shoulder of that head and shoulders pattern. Then we have seen the formation of the neck, or that is the head, then we have seen the neckline, then we have seen the right shoulder, and we might have started that breakout to the upper side out of this inverse head and shoulders pattern over here in this movement over here, making it back to around the $131.2 mark. And whatever we are seeing over here might be a retest of the neckline, so there are chances that whatever we are seeing over here after managing to complete the formation of the right shoulder and seeing a bit of a breakout to the upper side, whatever we are seeing over here might be the retest of this neckline of this inverse head and shoulders pattern before we see that breakout to the upper side that I'm expecting. And this is a chart pattern that gives us a breakout to the upper side, having the minimum target area of the breakout as the height between the neckline and the head, and using a trend line we can get that height from the neckline to the head, then place that height between above the neckline to give us a minimum target area back to around the $147.6 mark, and that is the minimum that I'm expecting once you see the breakout. That is the minimum that I'm expecting Quant to do to the upper side. And you can note that the Elliot wave count and also this chart pattern that I have over here, that is this inverse head and shoulders pattern, is giving us a bullish movement here on the Quant chart, and that movement to the upper side is taking us back to around the $147 mark, which is a key area of resistance. So let's continue watching those key areas of support, and that is that key area of resistance, and also continue watching this inverse head and shoulders pattern. Expect that retest of the neckline before we continue pushing higher. And taking a look at the indicators here on the RSI, that is on the 1 hour RSI, we are trading at around the 43 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movements to the upper side before we get into the overbought region. Also taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD you can see we had printed a bearish cross, and we are seeing a bit of a decrease over here in the selling momentum, and that would mean maybe soon we might be able to print a bullish cross, and that would mean higher prices are coming our way, and we might continue pushing higher in the formation of this wave 3, and also see a breakout out of this inverse head and shoulders pattern. And that's the update for Quant.